I am pulling up to PowerPark in Finland. I'm with Scott, Coaster Force.
Epic looking.
This skyline is my favorite I've seen in Finland, and we just drove so long to get to this park. 3 hours from Tampere, where Sarkaniemi is. This is so surreal, and we're just trying to figure out, where does this park get the attendance, because they are in the middle of nowhere.
This is absolutely wild.
Woo! I see tons of Gerstlauer track. To prove my point, probably the closest, I don't know, sizable city to this one is Vasa, which is an hour west, maybe the 7th or 8th biggest city in Finland. You also have Tampere, which I mentioned before, that is 2.5 hours away, maybe 3 hours with the drive we did. That's the 2nd biggest city in Finland, but we've officially transcended southern Finland. We are fully in central Finland now. This is remote, guys. I totally get why not a lot of enthusiasts come to this park, but I'm super excited to document it for my vlog today. Wow, look at all that Gerstlauer track right along a river as well. This looks absolutely fantastic. It's definitely an amusement park, not a theme park, but nonetheless, I'm really excited to get in here. This park opened in 2002. They are home to 7 roller coasters, which again, is quite sizable. I ask, how do they attract the attendance to warrant all this stuff? Scott, you excited?
I'm so psyched. Look at this, look at this. This is beautiful.
It's beautiful out here,
this river that runs through, this is great. Like, what a way to walk up to a park. Like,
right, it's an amazing skyline. This is Pitt's Special, this green infinity coaster here. Behind it is another green infinity coaster called Junker. We'll talk about that more later. Very, very weird choice of additions, but both rides look really fun. Junker in particular is the one I am super excited for. They also have a wooden coaster back there and a lot of other attractions. This is going to be sweet. And before we get started here, I do just want to give a shout out to the park for providing complimentary admission for our visit today. I know I might seem kind of crazy, but I'm going to start with the Wild Mouse Neo's Twister because it is a low capacity attraction and I don't want to end up waiting in a line for it later. Plus, the 2 Gerstlauers back here that I really want to do, Junker and Pit Special, are not yet open with the park. They are still doing their test run, so I'm going to get on this and then hopefully by then they should be ready to go. But yeah, this is a very strange one right here. All right, first ride up. Yeah, literally just walked on that. This is a weird Power Mouse by manufacturer Fabry. I think I've done this once before at Castle Park in Riverside, California. We have a clone of this. This looks very familiar to me. It's a very strange Wild Mouse though. God, look at these Gerstlauer coasters. I'm so excited for this park. It looks fantastic. All right, here we go. Whoa! Okay. Oh, this is definitely weird. Is it gonna unlock here or is it gonna... Oh, yeah, here we go. Woo! We are spinning. Whoa! It's just me on this car. I don't know how fast we're gonna spin as a result. Whoa! Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh! Oh, I was just like tossed around. Oh! Oh! Into the brakes. Oh! Definitely glad I grabbed that first because it's already building up a little bit of a weight due to the poor capacity and the fact that they have to stack a bunch of trains. That's just how this ride works. It was a fine Wild Mouse, although there was a couple points where it was quite uncomfortable actually, depending on how you hit some of those turns. There's like this weird piece of the train in between your legs that if you hit a turn at a certain angle, your crotch will just slam into it and it's not comfortable at all. But yeah, otherwise got the coaster credit. I think Junker should be open by now, so we're gonna walk on over. This coaster looks absolutely phenomenal. Whoa, here it is, Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster that opened in 2015. This layout looks incredible. What it's going through right now is the first finish loop, which is essentially a dive loop into an elongated vertical loop with loads of hang time. The most similar coaster to this by far would be Monster at Adventureland in Iowa, which is a ride I absolutely love. It was before I really made these high quality vlogs. And like Monster, this one too has that finish loop that I mentioned. Oh, this looks awesome, dude. Dives beneath ground level into a whole bunch of inversions. This ride was like the reason I wanted to come to this part of Finland. It was also probably the reason I went to Sarkaniemi at all. It was a huge draw for me to ride this Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster and I'm super excited, so let's get a ride on Junker. Here we go. Oh, I'm so excited for Junker. We're gonna start out with the extremely punchy LSM launch. Here we go, guys. Oh! Oh! Oh my God! Woo! Oh! my gosh, mid-course brake run. No trims. Oh! Wow. Oh! Yeah! Oh, I love this! Oh, that was so fun. That was so good. Oh my gosh, Junker is everything I hoped it would be and more. I loved it so much. Gerstlauer knows how to make a damn good coaster. It is so smooth, which I know a lot of people like to say. Gerstlauer, they're kind of known for building some rough coasters, maybe over in the States. In Europe, for some reason, all their coasters seem to be super smooth, and this one is no exception. This is like about as smooth as it gets. The launch on this is absolutely phenomenal too. One of my favorites that I've ever experienced using LSMs, or linear synchronous motors, which is basically like a magnet. The inversions were all incredible. I love the hang time on this finish loop. There's a really cool dive loop at the end, an awesome roll. I don't know where it went. There it is. I mean, the fact that I have no idea how to pinpoint certain elements goes to show how twisty and messed up this layout is. I absolutely loved it. And there's some good airtime too. There's like a good twisted hill at the end. The top hat was amazing. Honestly, I thought that was incredible. That's the second best coaster I've ever done in Finland for sure, behind Taiga. One of my favorite Gerstlauer coasters, and it even goes as far as to say one of my favorite launch coasters in all of Europe. Absolutely sensational. I can't wait to get Scott's reaction. Right now he's actually doing some filming for Coaster Force, so I'll run into him later and see what he thinks, but that was awesome. I'm so happy with that. Right next door to Junker, I mentioned there was another Gerstlauer Infinity coaster with the exact same color scheme called Pit Special. And this is a weird one. It opened in 2020, and I think when this was getting built, we all thought it was going to be an extension to Junker. What was going to happen is you were going to hit the brakes, maybe go into that launch again, and then maybe this was going to be a top hat and you'd go through the rest of the layout, because the common criticism with this ride in particular is that it actually travels through most of its elements a little slow. However, I imagine that if you went over this top hat with more speed, aka if there was a launch going into it, then perhaps these elements would not be so disappointing. Now, I'm still keeping an open mind. I think I might enjoy the ride for sure. It is not open yet. They're still doing some testing, but hopefully with a matter of time, it comes up and we can get to ride it. But yeah, if they really were planning an extension, which it seems like it was considering it has the same trains and track and everything, I wonder what went wrong and what the deciding factor was for why that wasn't possible. Next up is going to be Thunderbird, not to be confused with the Thunderbird at Holiday World in Indiana. This is a GCI wooden roller coaster, and if it looks familiar, that's because it probably is. This is actually a clone of American Thunder at Six Flags St. Louis. This one, though, opened before that in 2006. American Thunder opened in 2008, so I guess then American Thunder would be a clone of Thunderbird. This layout was really fun in Missouri. I think it'll be really fun here, and wooden roller coasters are not particularly common in Europe, so I'm really happy to see this one running, and I'm looking forward to getting a ride on it. Here it comes. Very long layout from what I remember. Should be great. Off we go on Thunderbird. We've just waited like an hour. The operations are not great on this one. One train as well. It is a Saturday. Keep in mind, for some reason during the off season, the park is only open on Saturdays. I know it's August, but technically summer season is over for Finland, or at least this region of Finland. I'm excited to finally ride it though. This looks really fun. Woo! Come on! Yeah! Whoa! Yeah, dude! Woo! Whoa! Woo! Woo! Oh, it's smooth! Nice. That was a fun ride. Thunderbird was great. I really enjoyed it. One thing that really surprised me about that was how smooth it is. I mean, that is being maintained like to perfection. I will say though, considering the fact that it is just on the one train and the operations are poor by nature, it's not cycling as much, and as a result, it takes a lot longer to warm up. And you could see that. I mean, the coaster was not running the fastest. I think American Thunder, when I rode that at Six Flags St. Louis years ago, that seemed like it was a little bit faster through the layout. I'm not sure if that's actually true, but that was just an observation reservation of mine. Not saying I didn't enjoy it, I still thought the layout was great, lots of airtime on that, but could afford to go through the elements a little quicker in my opinion. So not one of the stronger GCIs, but a nice ride for this park. And up next, I think we're gonna knock out this Vekoma boomerang. I'm so sick of these. These things are definitely not my favorite. However, there is one thing about this boomerang that is rather unique. It has this rather unusual train from Vekoma that I've never seen on any other boomerang. It's from their MK1211 model. I'm not exactly sure what other rides fall into that category, but it uses that train. It's still an over-the-shoulder restraint, but I'm wondering if maybe this one will be a bit smoother. I sure hope it is, because these boomerangs are pretty rough a lot of the time. Okay, here we go on Cobra. Another pretty long wait, like 45 minutes. One train up. Of course, they can only run one train. These trains are very weird. The over-the-shoulder restraint is like at my stomach. It does not lie closer to my lap like most. Let's see how this rides. I do hope it's better than the average boomerang. There's a really cool smoke effect in the station too that definitely adds to it, so that should be cool. Let's go. Okay, not bad. Yeah, this is good. Whoa. Oh, and that chain catch was really nice. This is much better than the average boomerang. I actually like it. We're gonna go backwards. Woo! Whoa! Oh my god! Oh! Oh! Oh, that was great. I don't think there was a single moment of headbanging on that. Well, I am very pleasantly surprised by my experience on that boomerang. That was so much better than the average. Cobra, one of the better ones I've ever done. I still think I would slightly prefer the lap bar only trains by Sunkid. Not that they're the most comfortable, but the ride in general runs a lot smoother. But same with that, that was a lot smoother than I was expecting. I really don't think I got any moments of headbanging. Like that was so fun. We got one more sizable coaster to get on, Joyride, which is an interesting looking L&T Systems family coaster. A little bit of a wait for this one too. The lines in this park, I will admit, have been a little bit exhausting, but hey, you're only here once, it's all right. Let's try Joyride, the original roller coaster here at PowerPark. It's the first one added. All right, let's see how this rides. I haven't even checked out this half of the park. This place is a little bit bigger than I expected. Here we go. Woo! Whoa! Oh, it's smooth. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Whoa! Wow, it's not bad. Whoa! It was very short though. That was very short. That was a fine family coaster, very short as I said in the POV. Otherwise, it was good fun, very smooth, decent little forces here and there. It was a nice ride, but rather forgettable in the grand scheme of things. Definitely my favorite part of the park I've seen is this beautiful wooded area. I love the architecture style they went with here. And there's a dark ride in here called Devil's Mine Hotel. It has a very long line at the moment, but maybe later today I'll try to hit it. Reason I'm back here though, at the moment I want to try to get on the last operating roller coaster I can ride right now. This is called Mine Train. It's just a little Zamperla family gravity. I love the setting though. That's definitely what makes this a really cool ride. Last coaster credit that we might get today. We'll find out. But this looks really cool. It's very pretty around here. Whoa! It reminds me of like Fair Up Summerland in Denmark, which makes sense because that's also Scandinavia. Nice. Because it's a kiddie coaster, they're going to send us around the layout like 30 times. Ugh, just got the news that you absolutely don't want to hear when you're at a park this remote and hard to reach. Scott sent me a text telling me that Pit Special is likely going to be down for the day as they await a new part that should arrive within the week. Why? I've already missed several major roller coasters on this trip. First it was Colossus at Thorpe Park, then it was Wicker Man at Alton Towers, most recently Red Fire in Turkey. That one was brutal. This one, see, here's the thing. I know this ride isn't supposed to be the best, but look at this. It's so weird. What kind of element is that? I of course want to ride the very quirky stuff that you just can't find anywhere else, and this ride totally fits the bill, so it is super unfortunate in my opinion. Sure, I would have much rather done Junker, the headlining attraction. This coaster is incredible and did crack my top 100, but Pit Special, man, I would have loved to do that. That sucks. Here's something rather interesting to try. You can take this bridge literally through the finish loop of Junker to a Mexican restaurant, and I want to know what exactly Mexican food in central Finland tastes like, so let's give it a shot. What the heck, never mind, I guess it's closed even though we are within these hours. Not sure what that's about. They should really have a sign out front that says closed. There's not many places in the park to eat already, so I'm kind of like scrambling to find food. I'm starving. Hey, we just found Scott again. How's the day been?
It's been awesome. Filmed a bunch of POVs, did a bunch of rigging, got all the coasters except Pit Special.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, honestly, like, to me, Junker seems like it's the star of the show here anyway. So like, we got Junker and that ride blew my mind. I mean, that is one of the best Gerstlauers that exists.
I would say top 3.
Yeah, oh, easily. Yeah, absolutely amazing ride. So I'm glad if that was the one that was down and not Junker.
I completely agree.
I guess we just have to come back.
But it's so far out.
So far
That's
out.
the problem. Like, if I was saying, if you put Pit Special in Maki, it would be okay because you could just catch a flight to Helsinki and then pull up and there it is. But with this, we're so far out there.
Hear me out. Did you see the go-kart track?
I did not.
That alone to me is a reason to come back. The go-kart track looks insane. High-speed go-karts. I'm a go-kart nerd. So
is that not open? No,
it's open. It's open. Yeah, it's just I don't think it's a part of the park. It's like a separate thing.
Oh,
but
okay.
I was watching it from the rides, just like I want to go ride go-karts.
I did notice those go-karts. They look pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
And you said you found some food right outside the park?
Yeah. So I was with their operations maintenance director all day, and he recommended this place right outside the park, and we're gonna go check it out because the lines for food in here are ridiculous.
Yeah, this park is busy. They should
really
only
busy,
be open
yeah.
on Saturdays.
I know, that's wild to me that they're only open Saturdays because it's slammed here. Like every ride has a full queue extending out on the midways. All the food lines are like even worse. So I mean, hey, good for them. Like they're bringing in people.
Oh, I'm very happy for them, but
yeah, but like, man, I'm just like, and yeah,
they should be doing definitely Sundays too, maybe even Fridays, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely Sundays, maybe Fridays, even like a Friday, like a half day. You know, if the operations director recommends a restaurant, I'm saying we go check it out.
We're going. I'll let you guys know how the food is. I'm excited to eat. I'm starving. Scott took us to Boulevard Bistro, which I think might be owned by PowerPark because you have their logo like everywhere. It says Junker up there. Yeah. I wonder if there's like a Junker burger.
I don't know. Let's check it out. Well,
yeah,
it looks like it's like a buffet style, so you pay.
Oh, right. Okay.
You pay one price, but the food looks really good though.
Yeah, it does look great. What is it? 14.50 euro? Not bad.
It is 50. Yeah, it looks like 15 euro. So
awesome. Let's run it up.
For
sure. Do I know what half this stuff is? Absolutely not. But this is meat. This is definitely chicken with pesto. This is a cool pasta with chicken also. Tons of watermelon because I haven't had fruit in like 2 weeks because of this trip. This is some sort of, I guess, pancake type thing. I put some jam on that, and you said this was like a pound cake. Dude, what a find.
I'm digging the beef already. It's great.
Yeah, the value is already perfect.
Oh my God.
That's fine.
Are you kidding me?
It's amazing.
Sick.
So we feel very rejuvenated after the food we've just eaten. That was absolutely incredible. And also, Scott just hooked up the media mod, which has a mic like attached to the GoPro. So we're gonna record a reverse POV on Junker, and that should be really cool. The audio should be crisp. I wish you guys could see the GoPro. It looks like a robot right now. It's awesome. We're gonna check out the Devil's Mine Hotel, the dark ride I mentioned earlier. We did decide to wait for it. Scott really wanted to try it. I'm excited to try it.
I love dark rides, dude.
Me too.
I don't know what to expect, but I'm ready to go, dude.
Bro is a true American.
I know.
Ooh, spooky. Where's the audio though? Why is it so silent? Ooh.
That's funny.
So shooting the targets does activate different theming effects.
Yep.
Oh wow, look at this.
That's cool.
Oh, that's definitely the best room we've seen.
This is how the people of Finland view Americans.
Makes sense. It's pretty accurate, actually. That's me after Pit Special is closed all day. And I think that just about does it. That's cute. All right, Scott and I are on our last ride on Junker in the front row. This thing is going to be cooking. It's had all day to warm up.
I'm so excited. This is probably one of my favorite Gerstlauers. So.
Oh, yeah. Straight to the launch. Whoa!
it's just smooth.
It's so good, and it's so smooth.
It's so fun. It's just like
oh my god. What a headliner, dude. What a headliner. This park nailed it with that.
Yeah. Oh my god, just incredible ride.
There you have it from PowerPark here in central Finland, middle of nowhere. This place was a blast. We overall had a very fun time. The park in general, it looks visually kind of plain, I would argue. It's very much an amusement park. However, the park has counteracted that with some nice landscaping, and it has a nice atmosphere as well. And the ride collection is solid for what it is. Of course, I'm really bummed about Pit Special. Bummed about that. I wish we would have gotten on that, but everything else about our day was great. So I had a fun time, and thanks to the park for having us out.
It's been a great day, man. Like, I got a lot of POVs banged out, so you'll see those on Coaster Force. No, I had a blast. I mean, just pulling up to this park, the skyline is great. I wish Pit Festival was open, but from what I hear, Junker is the ride here. And like I said, it's been its second favorite Gerstlauer. Absolutely loved it. This park is like, it's busy, it's bustling, it has great vibes, it has great atmosphere, which I just love.
Definitely.
And I want to come back for the go-karts because, I can't say enough about fast go-karts. So, no, I enjoyed my day. It was awesome.
And like I said in the Sarkiniemi vlog, I thought Finland was going to be the one part of the trip where I was fully on my own. So Scott, thank you so much for joining me the past couple of days as well.
I thought I was going to be by myself too, and having to do that drive there and back today was going to be a nightmare, but you're here to keep me awake, so I'm happy about that.
Oh, it just reminded me that we have a 3-hour drive ahead of us.
We have a 3-hour drive, and then drive 2 hours back to Helsinki, so.
Oh boy. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one from Wallaby Holland in the Netherlands. Peace out, everyone.